Good morning, everybody. At least it's morning where I am right now, recording this. Don't know where it is for you in the world watching this. For that matter, I don't know what time it's going to be by the time this thing is uploaded, because that can sometimes take a while. This, anyway, is a channel update for... Okay, where's the date? 3rd of September, 2019. Hello, everybody. We got some things to discuss, so let's get on with it. Right, first of all, where have I been the last week or so? Well, I basically took a bit of an impromptu holiday. I don't really get holidays. It was more of a staycation. With the exception of this last weekend, I went to the Deployment Zone Open Day, kind of a convention-type dealio, and that was for the Deployment Zone, which is a channel that I have been on a few times, actually. I've guest starred on there, if you like, a few times. It's run by Winters SEO and Liam from over on Morehammer. It's a sort of paid subscription service, and they do 40k videos, battle reports, and stuff like that. And I've been in a few of them myself. And I went along to that this last weekend. And I had a bloody good time. I think there should, hopefully, be some photos on the screen as I speak, literally. So, if I've edited it properly, fingers crossed, that's not always a guarantee. It was a really cool event. It was only the one day, but I was away for the whole weekend because it was up in Stockport and there was a lot of travelling involved, so I stayed at a hotel. And I had a great time, met lots of cool people, many of which are fans of this channel, actually. So if you're watching this and you were at the open day, it was lovely to meet you. And I played some games. I brought along the Cadians. I brought along the Orcs. The Orcs ended up seeing an awful lot more action than the Cadians, actually, as it turned out. I played one 2,000-point game with the Cadians on the Friday, and then the entire open day itself was just Orcs, 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 Orcs. So that was great fun. I had a couple of really nice games with that. One which was Orcs versus Orcs, which is a favourite of mine. So, and one which was Orcs versus Space Marines, which was kind of painful because my dice rolling turned against me at that point. And yeah, I was up against Space Marines with their new codex, and they were really mean. They were really mean. They bullied my Orcs like you wouldn't believe, but it was a good time anyway. So, because it always is with Orcs, isn't it? That's the great thing about them. That's why I brought them along, because I kind of figured you're going to have fun no matter what with those guys. Anyway, the event was up at Element Games, and they are a online, well, they're not just an online store that sells tabletop wargaming stuff, but they're an actual physical store too, as it turns out. And also they have a gaming area and all sorts of kind of like a gaming club and also store type deal. Very cool place, very, very cool place. Makes my local GW look very quaint by comparison, I've got to say. Their actual physical shop there that they've got is like an Aladdin's cave of all these crazy things. I managed to find some stuff there that not even my local GW has. Like I can't even find online. I managed to pick up one of those Chaos Apocalypse Battalion detachment boxes, which I haven't been able to find anywhere, which was really cool. I'm halfway through building that right now, actually, as we speak. More word-bearer reinforcements. And I picked up a Lord Discordant as well, because it's high time I got myself one of those, I think. And they had other stuff there too. Like, I had to actively rein it in a bit. I nearly went completely nuts, because they had basilisks there, which you could only get like by ordering directly from GW online normally. But they had a couple of basilisks on the shelves there, and they had fire prisms for the Eldar as well, which was kind of the same deal. So, yeah, really cool store. I recommend it if you're sort of relatively local to them. Go check it out. But anyway, the open day was jolly good fun. And I'm back now. So, that's where I've been, basically. Unfortunately, the downside of all this is that you can probably tell by my voice, I think I've picked up a bit of convention flu, as is traditional. So, I'm not feeling or sounding my best currently, but I'm sure it will pass very soon. And then we'll be back doing the usual thing. Speaking of the usual thing, what's coming up? Well, this Thursday, I am filming a possibly more than one battle report, actually, with old Dan Redtooth. He's coming back again. doing some more bat reps on the channel. So I know there hasn't been one of those in ages. Ages and ages and ages. I'd love to go check right now, but I can't. I think it's been over a month at least. I don't get to film bat reps very often, guys. I'm really sorry. I get quite a few comments from people saying, "Oh, I wish you did more of these," and I'm like, I can't do more of them. The only way I get to play bat reps or film bat reps is when folks come to visit me, like Dan or Alfarius or guys like that, to actually film them, because there's nobody local to me right now who is interested in actually filming battle reports for YouTube. They're happy to come and play games with me, but they don't want to be on YouTube. And that, to be honest, is fair enough, because not everyone wants to be on camera for thousands of internet strangers to see. So I don't get to film them very often, but I still do them. And I am filming one this Thursday, and I don't even want to mention this potentially, because last time I did, it seemed to curse it. But for those of you who've been wondering for ages now about the Faith and Fire narrative campaign I was doing with Andy Byrne, which was the Word Bearers versus Gene Stealer cult thing. Hopefully, touch wood, I'm literally touching wood right now as I say this, we are going to be filming that next week. The next part of it next week. Hopefully. Basically, the reason it's taken so long is because it's been a scheduling nightmare. We've had to cancel basically, I think 3 or 4 times now. And the last time we had to cancel because Andy's car broke down the day he was actually going to come and visit me. So it's been a bit of a disaster in that respect. It's a bit annoying because I really didn't want that to be the case when I started wanting to do narrative campaigns. I wanted them to be relatively snappy. But circumstance has just thrown successive spanners in the works, unfortunately. I mean, when I was halfway through doing the Tyranids versus Imperial Guard one with Dan, I ended up getting appendicitis, for example. And, the fates have conspired against Andy and me in getting this second one done. So it's very unfortunate, but it's just the way it is sometimes. Real life gets in the way as it is wont to do. But anyway, hopefully, touch wood, as I said, next week we'll be filming, finally, part 2 of that. What else? As I did announce on Twitter and on, what's it called? The YouTube community page thing. Vera and Colin will be returning to the channel in another Neverwinter Nights playthrough. In the very, very near future. I've actually been working very recently on that, been using the Neverwinter Nights Aurora toolset to make lots of cool, weird, custom content and stuff like that, which you will never have seen before, even if you've played Neverwinter Nights, because this is stuff I made specifically for the LP. It'll be a slightly different format to the way it was before. It will be more like what I've been doing with Morrowind recently, where it's more narrative-focused and less me just babbling into a microphone. Which it's a more time-intensive way of doing things, but on YouTube, I prefer it. I honestly prefer doing it that way. And it's possibly not everyone's cup of tea, but I actually prefer doing the post-commentary narrative thing a lot more with my Let's Plays now than doing it the way I used to. And people seem to really like it too, particularly people who are, much like myself, ones who don't actively watch Let's Plays, but have them on in the background while they're doing stuff. And that post-commentary style of doing things is much easier. Well, it's just better when you're listening / watching a thing like that, and it injects more story into it, makes it more of a unique thing. It's not just someone playing a game you've seen plenty of times before. I'm actually adding something to it, which I think is something I consider important, because why should you watch my Let's Play of this video game over anyone else's? Well, my answer can be now, well, because I have a whole story that I've written and put into this thing, so that you're not going to get anywhere else. So anyway, basically, Neverwinter Nights will be returning soon. I'm not going to be doing, Hordes of the Underdark, which is the traditional follow-on from Shadows of Undrentide, because it'll be the same characters, as I said. And this is the beauty of Neverwinter Nights. You can take your characters and play through another campaign with them. It would be, imagine if you could do that with, say, the Elder Scrolls. Like, you play through Morrowind, and then you import your character across from Morrowind into Oblivion, and then across into Skyrim, and so on and so forth. Can't do that, unfortunately, but you can do that in Neverwinter Nights, which is awesome. And that's what I'll be doing. I'm actually going to be playing through the Darkness over Daggerford campaign, which is... I will talk more about that in the actual Let's Play itself, but suffice to say, Darkness over Daggerford has a weird history as DLC goes, and it's actually only been relatively recently released, because for a long time it was a free mod. But I've played a little bit of it, and I really like the look of it. I've seen reviews of it, and it looks really good. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think Darkness over Daggerford's going to be a hoot, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. And then, theoretically, after we finish Darkness over Daggerford, we can then go on to Hordes of the Underdark. Hordes of the Underdark will take us through to, like, epic level, and then that will kind of be the end of the story. Think of it as like a trilogy now instead of a two-part thing. That's my plan for it anyway. I appreciate that Neverwinter Nights is not the most viewed content I've ever put on this channel, but I'm hoping that by adding something extra, people will be a little bit more into it this time. And I hopefully want to do it in such a way as you don't necessarily have to have watched the Shadows of Undrentide playthrough to enjoy this. I'm putting a bit of effort into making it so that you can just dive straight into this without having watched that and still have a good time enjoying it. And then you can go back and watch the first bit if you like it as well in addition. So, yeah. Neverwinter Nights, coming soon-ish, as soon as I get it all sorted out. The little Dawn of War playthrough finished as well, and at some point in the very near future, as a result of that, I think I'm going to go on and do Winter Assault, as many of you have requested to play the other expansions for Dawn of War. I think that sounds like a grand idea, so yeah, I think Winter Assault will be coming up at some point in the nearish future. Probably be tackling the Imperial Guard campaign first, because as you guys know, I love the Imperial Guard, so why wouldn't I play them first? And they're very much the focus of that expansion anyway, so I think that will come at some point. I don't like giving you dates for this sort of thing, because even I don't know sometimes, but at some point in the nebulous future, Winter Assault will happen on the channel. So if you were looking forward to that, I suppose that's good news. What else? Think, brain, think. Fallout New Vegas, that was the one. Fallout New Vegas, right, okay, so this is a weird topic, because Fallout New Vegas, the Let's Play, has been in a weird place for a long time now. It's been at least 2 years, possibly more, since the last video of that went up, where I finished off New Vegas Bounties, and... was it New Vegas Bounties 1? No, it was New Vegas... No, it was New Vegas Bounties 1 and the Russell mod as well by some guy 2000. You see, that's how long it's been. I couldn't even remember the name of the damn mod. Anyway, that's been just sort of shelved for a very, 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 very long time, and I always felt a bit weird about trying to come back to it because it's so old. I often thought maybe it would be easier to just start a brand new Vegas playthrough, and I might do that one day, but people really wanted to see that particular character come back, and I couldn't figure out a way of making it work, particularly since the style of that Let's Play doesn't really mesh very well with the stuff that I do these days. I've changed my approach to making videos quite a bit since then, actually, weirdly enough. So I think what I've decided to do is the compromise solution, which is actually I'm going to live stream Fallout New Vegas in the near future. There'll be an announcement for when I actually do decide to do it. And if you miss it, of course, because it's a live stream on Twitch, which plenty of you will miss, that's just the nature of the beast. You will, of course, be able to watch the whole thing on the VOD channel, which there should be a link for below somewhere, either in the comments or in the video description. But I have a second channel on YouTube, which is entirely composed of archived live streams that I've done on Twitch. So there's a whole huge treasure trove of stuff, like dozens and dozens of hours of stuff on there you can watch if you like. I've done whole marathons of video game series. I did a marathon of the Call of Duty series. I did a marathon of the Indiana Jones video games, and so on and so on. There's some bit of an end roll playthrough on there. There's all sorts, loads. Baldur's Gate 2 is the most recent thing on there, I think. So if you miss any of it, you can obviously check it out there. But I think that's what I've decided to do with it. I think rather than just ditch it completely and put the final nail in its coffin, I think I'm actually going to drag New Vegas out of the grave. You see what I'm doing there with the whole reference to the start of the game? Anyway, never mind. I thought it was funny, okay. I'm going to live stream it on Twitch, and I think I will start with what I was originally planning to do many years ago now, which is I'm going to stream my way through Honest Hearts. I think that's the first thing I'm going to do. Although, to be honest with you, the first stream will probably be me faffing about in the Mojave Desert on my way to Honest Hearts, in truth, now that I think about it and the way that I play. But you get the idea. I will do a stream series, which is me playing through Honest Hearts, and then I'm sure there'll be a break. And then I'll come back and do something else, probably New Vegas Bounties 2, or maybe one of the next DLCs, I'm not sure. But doing it as a Twitch playthrough is a license for me to take it not nearly so seriously, and kind of do whatever I want, and mod it, and play through different things, different DLCs, different mods, just muck about with it, really, honestly. Because that was never a very serious playthrough anyway. The main character is a bit of a joke character, as it turns out. So I think that works for me. I'd rather do that than never play it again at all. I did try streaming Fallout 4 once, but unfortunately me and Fallout 4 don't get on very well. But as a concept, I liked it, but I was just like, could I play a proper Fallout game instead? But still stream it, because that would actually be quite fun. So there you go. Anyway. One of these days I'll have to stream Fallout 1 and 2, actually, as well. That'd be quite fun. Maybe even let's play them. Thoughts. Dangerous thoughts sometimes I have. But anyway, I think that's everything. No, it's not everything. I've just remembered. I completely kind of failed miserably to announce this in any meaningful fashion, but I do have a blog set up now. It's a 40k blog, so about half of you will have tuned out as soon as I said that. But hey, it only has one big post on it at the moment, one article I've posted on it, and again, links below if you want to go check it out. Because I've been a little busy recently, I haven't had time to add any more bits to it, but basically it's called the Codex Acheron. Hopefully there's a picture on the screen right about now, so it makes a little bit more sense. But it is a blog in which I'm putting all of my 40k narrative stuff. At the moment, it has one introductory post with a bunch of flashy pictures and maps and things that I made, explaining the region of the galaxy that all of my battle reports and things are set in. And that sort of thing, a brief history, leading from the Horus Heresy all the way up to the current point in the 40k timeline and stuff like that. I've had some folks read it, and they said it was pretty good, so hopefully you guys agree, I don't know. But you can go check that out and read it if you like. I know it's all about pivoting to video these days. People don't want to read things. Like reading words on paper? What am I, some kind of barbarian? No, but if you do fancy reading, you can go check that out, because it'll have a lot of things like that on there. My plan for it is to basically just write random lore articles, a bit like it. I called it the Codex Acheron because I want to treat it as if it's a bit like a codex. If any of you older 40k players remember things like the like Codex Armageddon and Codex Eye of Terror, which were not really codexes for a specific army, but more for an event. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I'm writing bits of it up as sort of codex entries almost. In addition, I think I'm probably going to put like actual text transcripts of some of the story videos I've done. For example, the Cadian one I did, the Wordbearers one I've done, for instance, they will go on there in text form, which I did originally write them up in, so that won't be much effort on my part at all. In addition to just random little articles about stuff. And to be honest with you, actually, it would really help if people asked me, well, not asked me, but people told me stuff they'd like to see. Like if there's a specific army or character I've got that you've seen in my battle reports or something, anything to do with any of my 40k stuff that you want to know more about, then let me know, because then I can write a little article about it, because it's actually really paralyzing when you don't actually know what to write about. But as soon as someone gives me an actual prompt, it's like, okay, off I go. So check that out, link below. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see, would like to see me write about, and I can jump on that. So, okay, I think that was the last thing, and I think we're finally done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enjoy the rest of your week. More videos will be coming over the course of the week, hopefully once I've got past this convention pox slightly. Papa Nurgle, please. How many goats must I sacrifice? Please let it end. I have videos to record, okay? All right, but as soon as I can, more videos, starting with Morrowind, which I'm glad, by the way, you guys have been enjoying. Huge amounts of positive feedback on the new sort of format change, which I'll admit was a bit risky, but I think it's paid off because people seem to really love it, as much as I do to make it. I know it takes a bit longer to get them out, but it's so much more fun for me to make them this way. So I'm glad people like it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.